Now here's just for a moment, because there's a key piece in here. What is it that keeps almost anybody from aligning with all that they are and with that powerful point of attraction that will yield them happy and everything they want? What is it? It's a sort of dogged determination to be right about something. So you've picked up a lot of evidence along your physical trail about the inappropriateness of student debt. But really? Your inner being isn't pushing against it at all. Why are you? We really want to know, why are you? Because that's the freedom that you're going to have when you no longer do that. And you could no longer do that even while you still hold the debt. You could be free of the tug of war even while you still hold the debt. So what is it about the debt that makes you feel like you want to push against it?
Well, it's more than the debt. It's the subject of prosperity in general.
No, it isn't. Talk about the debt. That's what we're talking about here. Talk about the subject at hand. What is it about the student debt? You said practical. We're going to stick with you on this. What is it about the student debt that makes you want to defend your negative stance? I know I'm right. Everybody who has student debt feels like this. Big business is taking advantage of us. They shouldn't do that. Education should be free. In other words, there's a lot of things that you've picked up along your physical trail. And so what we're pointing out here, as we're sort of panning the universe, and mostly you, that wanting to be right about your opinion about student debt is keeping you from being free of the bondage of not feeling about it like your inner being does. Are you following this? Your inner being knows that that money was necessary for you to enter the educational system in the way that you wanted to. That was path of least resistance. That wasn't something going wrong. Your inner being knows that you were capable of receiving that loan. Now, you might be beating the drum, as a lot of people do. What were they thinking? Why would they loan this kind of money to a kid? Shouldn't they have known? And why would they put such high interest rates on it? And, there's so much to take. Feel the pushing against. And what we really want you to hear in this is pushing against in the determination to be right about the wrongness of student debt. And as long as you want to be right about the wrongness of something, you're going to be crossways of your inner being, who doesn't play the game that way, because your inner being knows that when you push against something, you hold yourself in vibrational sync with it, and you can't be free of the bondage of not enough money and in sync with all of the prosperity that you want, doing it that way. Negative emotion is your clue. So we are really liking this conversation, are you? Because what it is telling you is, you're not wrong. Student debt, you're not wrong about it. We're just saying to you that when you choose to push against it, when your inner being isn't, you don't have the freedom that you think you're going to get when you no longer have student debt. Because freedom doesn't come from getting rid of student debt. Freedom comes in the moment you stop pulling against your inner being's perspective. And you got to know your inner being's perspective is all about your prosperity and your brilliance and your worthiness. It's all about that. So when you find some practiced reason to want to be rid of something in a universe that's only inclusive, only attraction, you can't get rid of anything. You cannot push student debt away. You can only attract the prosperity that releases. Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense.